Welcome back. Time now 8:46. The deadline to file your taxes is about a week away, and there still are people who have to file.
So Nathan Rinney with H&R Block joins us with some last-minute filing tips. There's a lot to get to. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me on.
All right, so what are some late season tips or so that these filers should know about this year without having to leave their homes, especially?
Yeah, so first, it's important to know that there's about 5 million returns still to be filed this year. So an awful lot of people have waited until the last minute to take advantage of this extended filing deadline. And so what they need to know is they have many options to file this year. So for a lot of people who didn't feel comfortable coming into the office, there are options to file remotely and work with a tax professional from the comfort of their own home. It's also important to know that as the filing deadline approaches, their opportunity to avoid those late payment penalties and late filing penalties, is closing. That window's closing. So if you can't file by July 15th, just make sure that you file an extension because that late filing penalty can be really significant.
Okay, and maybe let's talk about some people that are experiencing new circumstances like unemployment. What are some things that they need to consider and how they can simplify their tax situation for the next season?
Yeah, so next year's taxes are going to be rather complicated for an awful lot of people. And one of those complications is going to come from unemployment. So millions, tens of millions of Americans have claimed unemployment this year. And while you're allowed to withhold from those unemployment benefits, most people just need that money, as quick as they can, and they need as much money as they can. So they choose not to withhold from those unemployment benefits, but those benefits are taxable. And so the concern is that when they go to file next year's return, they're going to have a smaller refund than expected, or they're going to owe money out of pocket at a time when they really can't afford to pay out of pocket. So it's just really important that if you are receiving unemployment benefits, that you talk to your tax professional. Now's a good time. You have time to adjust your withholding or make some estimated payments, or just think about setting some money aside so that you're prepared to pay taxes on that unemployment when you do go file your return next year.
And hopefully, I don't know if we can actually get to this, but where can folks, I guess, go to learn more information? Because I'm sure there's a ton of questions now, especially since more people are working from home too. That could change things.
Yeah, absolutely. HRBlock.com has an awful lot of content on this. IRS.gov website as well. But yeah, working from home is really going to cause some complications. Luckily for Michigan, an awful lot of people benefit from what's called a reciprocity agreement. And so state tax filings in Michigan won't be all that much more complicated next year. But there will be opportunities to claim refunds from some city taxes that people normally pay if they're no longer going to a city to work. And they're working from their home in the suburbs, then they can usually claim a refund of those taxes that have been withheld and paid to the city.
All right, Nathan, thank you so much. Lots of good information there. And of course,